This woman clearly boarded the plane with her daughter, but after just taking a nap, she discovered that her daughter had vanished into thin air. When she found the flight crew to inquire about it, they told her that they had never seen her with a daughter, and there was no record of her daughter's name on the passenger list. How could this be possible? She definitely came on board with her daughter and sat in seat 26A.
26A is unoccupied, and I did the head count myself. I checked each seat.
Would you like to see your boarding pass?
If you wouldn't mind.
I put it right in my pocket. I put both boarding passes in my pocket.
Mary thought she had put the boarding pass in her daughter's bag, so she quickly ran back to her seat. However, when she opened the overhead bin, her daughter's bag was also missing. Now Mary was in a panic, believing that someone had taken her daughter, but the flight attendant didn't believe her, so Mary rushed to the cockpit, intending to talk to the captain. She had barely knocked on the door a few times when a detective behind her grabbed her. After learning that Mary had an urgent matter, he finally agreed to help her find the captain. Shortly after, the captain was briefed on the situation. He asked Mary if she had any mental illness, but Mary said that although she did, it was only simple depression, not nearly enough to cause hallucinations. The purpose of this trip was also to bring her recently deceased husband back home, with his coffin in the cargo hold. Although the captain still had some doubts about Mary's mental state, he instructed the crew to turn on the seatbelt lights and made an announcement for all passengers to return to their seats. Just to be safe, a thorough search was then conducted. After about half an hour of careful searching, her daughter still could not be found. The captain determined that Mary truly had mental issues and had the detective, Will, keep an eye on her. However, Mary persisted, firmly believing that her daughter must have been taken by someone, and demanded that the airport search the cargo hold. The captain refused and turned to leave. A short while later, the captain made an announcement, turned off the seatbelt lights, and the search for her daughter was shelved, so Mary confronted the captain again, questioning him. Just as the captain ordered a search for Mary, he also contacted ground personnel and had them inquire with the hospital about Mary's husband. He had just received the results, confirming what Mary had said: her husband was indeed dead. But not only her husband had died, her daughter had as well. Her husband and daughter had died together. In other words, it was true that Mary's mental state was the issue, and this was all a hallucination. Upon hearing this news, Mary broke down and started running frantically down the aisle like a madman. But in the beginning, we all saw that her daughter did indeed board the plane. So was her daughter really hidden by someone? Or was it as the captain said? What kind of enormous conspiracy is hidden behind all this? Fans of this movie can go watch the full film Flightplan to find out.